So I wonder if we could talk a little bit about like the first off, let's back up and go like what happens during sleep, like in these sleep cycles or whatever. Let's keep that brief so we don't bore people with the science. And then what happens when they get interrupted, like in downstream? So maybe you can open up
on a kind of the 30,000 foot view on sleep cycles is you have your light sleep, your slow wave sleep, and your REM sleep. So you need to go through all of these cycles, and you go through the cycles several times every night, ideally. So your REM sleep that a lot of people are familiar with, the rapid eye movement, the dream sleep, the primary benefits there are for memory consolidation, emotional health. That's kind of when your brain is consolidating information from the day. REM sleep can be important for mood, for memory, things of that nature. And then your slow wave sleep or your delta wave sleep is when you are recovering the most. So that's when your heart rate is the slowest. That's when you are basically, more or less dead asleep. And then the light sleep is, what's going on kind of in between those.
This is kind of like a download. It's like a computer download. If you're uploading or downloading data, from a memory card like this podcast, like it'll take hours to upload, video, right? And then, not quite as much time to upload the audio because it's not as dense as information. But if my Wi-Fi bandwidth here is being eaten up, by some other things that are happening, people are streaming or trying to download or whatever, it's basically a distraction and it takes away from that. So it slows down the process, making me as a professional less efficient and effective because I can't get on with my fucking day.
Well, just imagine if you didn't go through REM sleep ever and you couldn't remember shit. You're not consolidating memories. How
you would be a nutcase.
You have no life, right? Yeah, you'd be a schizo.
Yeah, so you think about that, like in having one of these psychological, psycho-emotional type issues where you can't sleep.
Oh yeah.
Or you're on drugs or, medication, however you want to phrase that keep you from sleeping well. And there's a lot of them out there that aren't necessarily antipsychotics or whatever else that can really impact your sleep. And this can wreak havoc down the line. So, yeah, those are kind of the different sleep waves. You go through these periods. You were saying we go through them like, a few times a night, ideally. And it takes time to do this.
Yeah, each one has a time.
So the shorter amount of time you're in bed, right? Obviously, the less amount of time you have to go through these cycles, and therefore the frequency of those cycles would probably be limited as well. So there's something to be said for, being in bed and not getting into these cycles, but it's a whole other thing when you're just not getting in bed. I'm not tired. Or you're doing things, engaging in behaviors, consuming things, whether that be like visually or, or even like through food or whatever else that could interrupt this process. So
yeah, there can be a lot of factors at play there, and it can really vary person to person. I think that goes back to the quality versus quantity discussion, where you could be, in bed for 8 hours, whatever the case may be, and you're still not properly going through all of the cycles. You're still not getting enough slow wave sleep. You're still not getting enough REM sleep. Or, you could have good sleep hygiene and you're maybe only in bed for 5 to 6 hours and you're actually getting more restorative sleep in that short period of time than someone who is sleeping longer.
So this is possible.
Yeah.
This is possible for some people because everybody knows somebody in their life that seems like they don't sleep.
Dude, my dad, 5 hours. That's it.
Yeah, no, I had a really good friend for a long time who, like, this dude, maybe 4 or 5 hours a night. Like, and that's just what he did. This dude was a high achiever, high performer, jacked, like very good physical condition, really well put together. And that was him.
Yeah. Those types of people, though, are going to be more the exception than
anomalies.
The rule. Yeah, they're going to be more anomalies.
And that's also something to talk about because we talk about 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Well, it's variable for some people. For me, 8 hours sucks and 7 is fucking rock star for me.
So that is a thing. I think what's important here is what the point you were bringing is those are maybe outliers. And this is not something that you should strive to achieve. Like, I want to be really good at sleeping only 4 or 5 hours. Like, it's not something you can achieve that way.
It's how you're built.
Yeah, there's not really a way to track train for that.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that, you know, like, I don't know, hustle culture or whatever you want to call it, where, you know,
millionaire mindset.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah.
Well, you'll get there faster if you don't sleep. So
you're en route, buddy.
Yeah, you're on the way. So yeah, I think most people, you know, a lot of people that I talk to, they're like, oh yeah, 5-6 hours. And these people are not necessarily high achieving, killing it. But they don't seem to really realize that their inadequate sleep could be playing a role in all of these other factors. It's not even really front of mind. You know, we talk about all kinds of, I'm having trouble losing weight, I'm stressed out, my energy levels are low, my mood is bad. You know, what should I be eating? What should I be changing? What should I be doing in my workouts? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, how are you sleeping? Can we talk about that?
That can be really frustrating for somebody because, yeah, they're looking for an answer like now. And what you're telling them is like, actually, it's a behavior thing that we need to fix first or need to attempt to work on first. Fixing is an operative word there. But this is such an important pillar in all things, performance, aesthetics, longevity, health, just being balanced, right? So it has to be the pillar. And I think what I'm hearing you say without saying is like, this is probably likely the biggest pillar in the thing. Because if that thing's off, it doesn't matter if you're eating the right amount of calories and your workouts are dialed in and you're taking all the supplements and even PEDs for that matter. You know, if you want to go down that path, sleep.
Your trend's not going to work as well.
Right. Sleep is king every single time. So you just mentioned like meeting with people and they're not necessarily high achievers. They're not killing it in life and in whatever that means for them.